What is up, guys? This is Jared Spawning here, and today I'm going to discuss 5 things that you're going to need in a total economic collapse situation. And when I say economic collapse, I really just mean not just currency, failing, but even going to like the entire system of government being broken down, basically, and people are just kind of doing whatever they want. There's not the same type of law enforcement that there was before, and so people are just kind of going around desperate for food, that type of thing. So the first thing I want to discuss that you'll definitely need is going to be a lot of water, and then foods that don't go bad very easily. Foods like canned goods basically is what you're going to be having, because most stuff simply doesn't last that long due to the fact that there's a lot of water in it. But with items like canned goods and stuff, they don't go bad very quickly. So that's the type of food I would definitely recommend keeping. And then for liquids, I mean, besides water, maybe there's not going to be anything else that's going to be essential, because anything you're drinking is going to be, the only thing that's going to be helping you is the water inside of it. So that's going to be the thing that's essential to have is definitely just water. I mean, and don't store it maybe in plastic, because of the fact that if you're planning on storing it for a very long time, you have these huge plastic jugs, then especially if the area is getting a little bit warm, then the plastic could contaminate your water over time, which certainly wouldn't be good. So I would say probably some type of large metal container, maybe you could store the water in. I mean, it's the most. I guess it's not the most convenient way, but like I was saying, if you're storing something over a long time, you're gonna want to have a plan to keep it safe. But anyway, definitely that's gonna be the first thing you're gonna need, because everything else on here you could live without, but literally, I mean, obviously you would die if you didn't have any water or food. So that's definitely the most vital thing, I'd say. And I mean, it's not really too easy to have at all. Water doesn't go bad, so even if you don't think an economic collapse is going to happen for a few years at least, then you can still hold on to it in reserve. Now, the next thing I'm going to say is probably going to be backup generators and stuff like that, because you're going to still need some type of power, and so maybe you have solar panels on your roof or something like that, but I mean, who knows how long that would last for necessarily, so I'd definitely say have some type of power in reserve, like backup generators and things like that you can keep just in case you need immediate power. Because like if somehow your solar panels got damaged, I doubt you'd be able to fix them by yourself. So who knows, what you would do then. So even if you do have that option, I'd definitely say get some type of other power you could just use in case, like I said, of an emergency situation. The third thing that I would say you need is going to be to arm yourself, obviously. Because if you're completely unarmed, and like I said, people are getting desperate for food, then what's to stop them from coming in and trying to rob you? And you're going to want to be able to protect yourself. Plus, if you are bartering, then people, it's not like going to be an official setup of commerce, and most likely they're not going to be like, not everybody you're going to meet is going to be friendly, basically, who you're trying to trade with, depending on what you have. So just definitely going to be a good idea to arm yourself in that situation. And I guess it really depends on who you are, where you live, especially, because it might not be super easy for you to get a gun if the area that you're in does not permit, or your age does not permit. So the least you could do is try to get some type of sword, maybe, or that might be a little bit too convenient. So definitely want to have a knife on you that you could carry around with you. And if you can, try to get a gun as well. And I don't recommend going out and illegally getting one, because I mean, I wouldn't want to give you guys advice that would get you arrested, because that wouldn't be too good. So I would say try to get one legally, of course, because if you do have something like that, then it's going to help you out a lot. And also stock up on ammo if you are going to be getting guns. Or maybe a good interesting skill would be to learn how to make your own bullets, because generally those would be more effective anyway than the ones that are going to be getting sold, due to the fact that they have to have a lot of safety features on the bullets that they sell, so that they might not be as dangerous as they could be. So, maybe that's not such a good thing either. However, you do want to be able to make your own ammo, because if you can't, then if you run out, what's to say you're going to be able to find more necessarily? So at the very least, do stock up on it though, because it's going to be good for you, I would say, in that situation. If you're planning on having to wait several years maybe for everything to come back together, then I definitely say that'd be a good idea. And yeah, a decent shelter, I would say, is probably the fourth thing to have, because I'm just talking about especially your house in general, just being good enough where the security systems or whatever you have would be able to withstand somebody trying to break in. And I'd also recommend picking up other supplies to maybe fortify your house a little bit. Picking up extra locks and things like that in case something breaks, and just extra things to have around the house in case you do need anything else anyway. Is random stuff that you're going to need eventually. Like, I'd try, if I were you, I'd try to stock up on batteries, especially, which it kind of goes with the power thing I was saying before, but that'd be in case, for basically necessities that you're going to need to have to deal with, and just, anything else, like I said, that you'll need, just try to stock up on if you can, because, it might not be available once the economy has collapsed. And the fifth thing I want to talk about is probably the most obvious, and that, of course, is items of barter themselves, and especially precious metals. I'd say, personally, for me, I want to stick with silver over gold because of the fact that, like I always say, I feel as though gold is overvalued in comparison to silver, and I feel like that in an economic collapse situation, if you were going to be bartering, I'm pretty sure gold and silver's manipulation would definitely be over at that point, because there would be no one with any kind of power to manipulate it in the country anymore, because obviously the currency would be worth nothing. So I feel as though in the true scenario, gold will probably be about 12 times more expensive than silver, so as opposed to the 75, 80 times more expensive than it is right now. And therefore, I feel like silver is going to have a lot more buying power in comparison to gold, where it does now in that situation, because like I said, the prices wouldn't be manipulated anymore, and silver would go up a substantial amount, I'd say more times its own value than gold would. So therefore, I'd recommend silver over gold for that personally. And that's just, like I said, something that I like to do, but it's not, silver's not the only thing you're going to want to have. Definitely want to have some other stuff you can barter off as well. Somebody brought up a good point that maybe we want to have alcohol just because of the fact that that's not necessarily you're going to use it, but because of the fact that a lot of people, who are all, stressed out and just in distress after this, are probably going to, want that, and you might be able to possibly get items you need off of them for it, especially someone who might already have some type of alcohol problem might be willing to trade with you for that, which might not sound like the best thing to do, but then again, in a situation like that, you're going to have to do what you can to survive, I think. So, whatever it is, though, or whatever person you'd be trading with, there are a lot of people who might be willing to give you something for it, and then there's other items, I'm sure you can think of too that would be good barter items, something that people generally want and are willing to give up something for. But anyway, hope you guys did enjoy the video. And that is it for this one. Peace, love, much respect.